as philosophers, we don't want to act as party crashers. We don't want to moralize, and we want to be in line with the DLD spirit we heard, but we want to offer a place or space for reflection. And the sense is, and the invitation and encouraging to reflect on your metaphors, your images you have when you talk about AI. And we have heard a powerful metaphor this morning from Minister Aiwanger, the AI train, which is gaining momentum and accelerating rapidly. And it's easy to get the impression that there are only two options. Jump on the moving train and increase whatever it takes to keep up, or risk losing connection in the global competition, end up missing the train. I think this impression is not entirely wrong, but framing the situation according to these two extremes might be too simple. Perhaps we'll overlook something when we simply keep accelerating. Maybe it's possible to move forward more effectively and meaningfully and purposefully if we occasionally take a step back to gain a broader perspective, to get the greater picture. And that's why we want to invite you, Ben Rathgeber and me, to reflect on our metaphors, our images when we talk about AI, with the goal of better understanding, shaping and applying AI. And historically, these turning points in human civilization have often been accompanied by such intermissions. Most often those intermissions have been accompanied by either change of location or methodology. Think of the mountaintops that offer a wider view, like Moses receiving the 10 Commandments, or methodological approaches like Descartes' Meditationes, written at the starting point of the modern era and the era of rationalization. And Descartes' method was one of doubt, aiming to free himself from deceptive sensory impressions, what he called disillusionment. Again, not to stop the development, but to come to a better understanding. And the concept I propose, and Steffi already mentioned it, follows the definition of the theologian Johann Baptist Metz. In his work, Mysticism of Open Eyes, he introduces the term intermission as shortest definition of spirituality. Spirituality is commonly understood as the search for meaning, connection, and transcendences. With this shorter and likely more comprehensive definition, Metz emphasized the need to make spirituality accessible and relevant in and adaptable to secular contexts by connecting it with societal issues rather than confining it to narrow religious issues. And in this sense, intermission is not a break from reality, but a deeper engagement with the reality, and in this sense, with AI and what it does for our life. And this opens a space for reflection, for doubt, for reorientation. And I truly believe that such an understanding of spirituality as intermission is not only helpful in depolarizing the often heated debate about the opportunities and risks of AI, it can also lead to a deeper understanding of AI itself, one that goes beyond mere explanation, which cannot be an important foundation for strengthening trust, the scarce currency in getting acceptance for these new technologies and acceptance of AI applications, and also for responsible development and adaptation of AI. There are several themes that deserve reflection in the context of AI. For example, the adequacy of the term artificial intelligence in contrast to human intelligence, and closely linked to that, being open to the future, which is more than just projecting the past into what lies ahead. And we would like to encourage you to ask, what are your metaphors, your images you use to describe AI, and what emotions do you associate with it? Which attitude, which habits? We have heard it this morning: curiosity, enthusiasm, fear, maybe also diligence. And that is what we want to encourage you now. And now I'd like to hand over to Ben Rathgeber, who will dive deeper on some of these central linguistic and conceptual images shaping of AI research. And we see that as a key for getting a better understanding and for more acceptance in this discussion.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you to be here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try to figure out what kind of metaphor pops up in your mind when you think about AI. Maybe you can think about yourself and you think, hey, what kind of picture is on my mind or in my mind when I think about artificial intelligence? And there are a lot of metaphors in philosophy and social sciences, and I think they are really important because they help us to conceptualize what we think and what we feel about AI, and that has crucial consequences about the way how we handle artificial intelligence and what we are doing and what we think about that. One very fundamental metaphor was the stochastical parrot. Maybe we can switch the slide. So everybody knows what a parrot is. It's really easy to imagine. Here's a wonderful picture of this parrot. And it's very colorful and it's nice to see and to watch. And the thing is, philosophers talked about the stochastical parrot in terms of that they said, hey, what is it when large language models talk? What do they do when they talk? Yeah. We always are really astonished when we see and we interact and communicate with ChatGPT, for example, and we know it's strange. These tools are really powerful, but at the same time we know it's different when we talk to a real person. So philosophers coined this metaphor, the stochastical parrot, and that means that they can speak, but at the same time, they don't not understand what they are saying. And that's a crucial thing, and that makes it a little bit more relaxing, that we have the feeling, okay, we know that these tools are talking a lot, but at the same time, when we conceptualize these tools as stochastical parrots, then it's more easy to understand what's going on. And that's one of the reasons why we are using metaphors in order to understand what we are doing when we use artificial intelligence. And as Johannes said, we want to encourage you that you think a little bit more deeply about the ways how you think about AI, what metaphors are in your mind when you think about that, what emotions, what kind of implications are in this metaphor. And we will do that in the afternoon today. We will do it tomorrow. I'll give you a short introduction to two really deep metaphors. But for me, the main point is that I want you to bring you into thinking, that you think about the way how you conceptualize AI and what kind of metaphors you use. I think that's really crucial for us, that we start to think about AI. Yeah. That's the main point, and that's the thing I want to bring you in to say, hey, let's think, let's understand what we are doing, and that makes a very fundamental difference. And that's what I want to encourage you. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon. Bye.